basically asked him how much it was. He's like, it was way too damn much. He was like, he dropped like a couple thousand on it or something. I was just like,
no, yeah, oh, this is perfect. All right, Ben. And then let me hit the record on the phone and we can get started. Oh.
You don't have like a little thing. I was like, if you have like a splitter to be able to like.
What there we go. All right, you're in. Sorry about that. All right, good. Ooh, see, everything's content. Let me grab my water. All right, brother. Both cameras are going, so I don't necessarily really have an intro. Appreciate the water.
100 goddamn degrees outside.
Yeah. So I don't necessarily really have like an intro. I set up, I hit record. What my audience sees is what they get. So a little bit about my channel, like I said when we first met at the comp. So competitors, bodybuilders, strongmen, powerlifters, martial artists, cosplayer from my cosplay community, sit down, try to do like a little podcast style just on perspective in fitness, perspective in the athletic sport that you chose, and just, you know, I guess overall life, because there's a reason why we all started our fitness journey. So like I've told everybody else that I brought to my channel, thank you for coming to the channel. Thank you for having this sit down with me. You can look at me or the camera the whole time. It's just a general conversation. But what I do ask is, hey, can you introduce yourself for my audience? I try to be generic. I'm not going to have like papers or anything like that. I go off and you've done nothing but give me good energy since I pulled up into the driveway. So just introduce yourself and we'll start from there.
I am Lake Thompson. I guess you could say I'm a competitive strongman, just taking a hiatus from it. Also do drone videography, and I'm a father of 3 daughters.
Oh, blessings, blessings. So, fitness, how old were you when you were introduced to fitness? Like, did it start with a sport? Did it start in a martial arts background? Or when you joined the military, like, when did your fitness journey necessarily start? Like, what age can you remember?
Probably 13. I'd say 13 or 14.
And what was it? Was it a sport?
It was football. Yeah, football conditioning for high school football.
What position did you play?
Dude, I've played like everything. I started out playing, we had this weird like tight end position, but it wasn't a tight end, and then I played like outside linebacker, and then I moved to like running back, fullback. I tried wide receiver, I tried safety.
Conditioning, so it sounds like less heavy lifting and more vascular cardio and conditioning?
Both. So like as you go through the phases building up to your sport, you have like off season like strength and conditioning. So you have like building strength with, and then some cardiovascular, and then as it gets closer to the season, it's
keep going. I thought it was that phone, but I said the camera's still going.
Is like as you get closer, more cardiovascular, improving on that, and then like as you're in season, just maintaining the levels you're at with some cardiovascular. You know, running a little bit, like running enough, but obviously you're in season, so you don't want to overload the body, and then that cycle repeats. Once you get done, you go to off season.
How long did you do it from 13 to what age? Until you stopped training in that sport?
Until I graduated high school, because after I did football, I did wrestling.
For how
long? About 3 years, but wasn't very good at it.
Yeah, so the conditioning so and I always ask people this because that's more on the martial art, self-defense. If you're a wrestler, you know how to handle yourself in a violent situation. I respect anybody in martial arts, whether it's boxing, whatever. I respect martial artists. Wrestling is a martial art. I don't give a fuck what anybody got to say. So here's my question. When I find out anybody has a martial art background or a wrestling sport, which one between your that motherfucker in a second between your football conditioning from when you were 13, your wrestling, and now you're conditioning in the military because you're still inactive, still doing PT, and you're strongman. Out of all that, which one was it was wrestling, wasn't it? But anyway, which one was the hardest for you as far as a training regime?
Yeah, I'd definitely say wrestling.
Okay, when you did that shift, like what were you more introduced to as far as training? In a fitness aspect, I guess.
God, a lot more core stability, a lot more being aware of your body and posture and space, understanding like how to move through rounds and how to like the conditioning, how to go. It's a lot different from football and wrestling, like because
a tackle and a takedown, two totally different things, huh?
Yeah, okay. Because in football, you kind of get some breaks between plays. In wrestling, unless you kind of can get a little bit of a break, but if it's a match where you're going, you and the other dude, you're just going after each other, and for 6 minutes, it doesn't seem like a long time, but like...
Oh no, it's probably fucking forever.
You can be gassed by the end of it, and you're just like... And then you have to do that repeatedly on a weekend, sometimes 2 days in a row, if it's a huge tournament. Or I can remember having a meet on a Thursday, and then like on a Saturday, we went again, and it's like, fuck, it's like, goddamn.
How many if you can remember? No, I'm not monetized. I ain't gonna get me through. But anyway, and I cussed a little bit too. But anyway, so if you can remember, how many matches did you do when you did train wrestling?
Oh, jeez. It just all depended on the season. So, I think I want to say my junior year, I broke my arm halfway through the season.
Was it training or because of a match?
We were in practice, and a dude who was a lot better than me, Miles, shout out to you.
You motherfucker. I'm gonna get my lick back one day. Now let me stop.
No, he went to do something, and I was still pretty inexperienced. He was a lot better than me, and I went to post, and I just posted the wrong way. I should have just rolled with him, but I posted thinking I could, and my arm just said, nah fam, and just fucking yeeted itself out and just fucking snapped.
How long was the recovery time for you? And did you go right back into wrestling after you got done, or you just said, nah, fuck that?
So I think the recovery was, 8 to 10 weeks, I don't know. I remember having a cast on.
Okay.
And then by the time I got the cast off, the season was over.
Okay.
And then it was...
But you did it for 3 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I got the cast off, season was over, so then it was into football. Like, basically.
Oh, so you still did both? You kind of flip flopped.
And then so in the springtime, I also then tried out for baseball. Wasn't good. Got cut my freshman year. So after that, I was still like, I need to do something. So I messed around with some lacrosse. Never actually joined the team. Then volleyball, and then. I kind of looked into doing rugby, and I did that after high school.
So very active regardless of the sport.
Yeah. Because I grew up swimming. Like, literally, they took me and just threw me in the water.
Oh, man, okay.
Like, as a tyke. And then I swam and did baseball up until middle school.
Was that something you wanted, or your parents wanted you to be good at athleticism? Is that something you wanted, or is that something they wanted? So you've done more than 2 sports. That's why, yeah.
I mean, growing up, I think it was just a Midwest mentality of like, like you grew up in the Midwest, so it's like you're gonna do sports.
You're not gonna stay in the house. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I remember probably 13 years old riding my bike, probably like hella far away. It was at least 5 miles. I'm not even joking. From our apartment where we lived to the swimming pool, like. Way on the other side of like the town. Like, I had to cross a major road on a bicycle at like 13 for like the summer, going to swim and everything, and then go to like practice in the morning. But I'm like, my mom was like, go and get.
I got you.
But she had to work, so it's like.
Again, I just thought of this. Again, this isn't scripted or anything, but so is.
Send it.
Well, no. Is that the best way they probably felt safe, knowing that you were outside active versus, I guess, inside, and they weren't able to monitor you? So they said, hey, let's put him in all this athletic sports or whatever, where he's around adults or around a community. Basically, like to take the load off. You think that also could have played into it as well? Generally asking.
I think so. So my sister, the middle sister, she was a little older than me.
Okay.
A lot older. She's like 6 years older than me. She also swam, so like we were together a lot of times.
So the whole family's athletic then. I safe to assume.
I don't know.
Okay, I got you.
Maybe.
Okay, got you.
But my older sister, she did softball and swimming. I did baseball and swimming. So I think maybe there was this from our parents. There's just like, hey, she's already in this. We're just gonna keep this kid in this, and then basically do the same thing. But growing up, I wanted to do football.
Okay.
And like, I think my mom was just being a protective mother, and she
Mm-hmm.
didn't want me to until I was a lot older. And I can understand being a parent. I can understand that now.
Context for it being dangerous and okay, got you. Libra scale, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
But if I was going to put any of my girls in a contact sport or do anything like that,
Wrestling.
yeah,
I know.
wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and MMA.
Say less. All right, so you want them ready, understandable. So, athletic background from 13 up. We're gonna touch on your military career a little bit, then we're gonna get into meat and potatoes, which is the strongman. Your choice of strongman. We'll say career, but whatever it's called for the athlete. Y'all know I don't compete, so I don't know what to call it. So
You should
forgive me.
start competing.
Yeah. But, so you have all this athletic background. So when you chose to join the military, like, was it a culture shock for you for PT between the running? How long have you been in, brother?
13 years.
So yeah, you definitely did that funky ass 2 mile and which one do you miss more, the APFT or the AC? Nah, let me stop. See, people at work gonna see this, be like, yeah,
But they know my flaw. I think the APFT is stupid.
Okay, we'll touch on that towards the end. Towards the end of this section before I move on. But so with you doing the running, the push-ups already or whatever. Outside of maybe basic training, which we're all adjusting to the culture of the Army or whatever military service we choose to join, was it hard for you to adjust from a physical aspect, or was it just like, okay, well, I'm used to this physical strain on my body, so this is nothing to me?
It was nothing.
Okay.
I think the biggest challenge, like in the military, like was just adapting to rucking a lot more, and then once.
Bad on the knees. It can be bad on the knees, right? Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of things can be bad on the knees.
Okay.
Falling out of planes.
Yeah. Bad for the back to it. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But once I got out of basic, I started rucking a lot more and like hiking and like.
Okay.
Here in North Carolina, I've done like a 14, 15 miler hike. When I had dogs, I did it with them, and I think everyone should hike if within their limitations, their capacity.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, it's very well known that if you get up to 10,000 steps a day, that helps with cardiovascular fitness and like help prevent a lot of long-term diseases.
Mm-hmm.
I think also just everyone should take a walk in the woods as best they can. You can clear your mind, you can see nature, you can get some fresh air, but also it can give you a different perspective.
You love going out to the field.
Yeah,
see, tell your truth. I'm not gonna. It's just like based on your, I'll say, energy in the shift. I mean, I'm not gonna shame you for it. I can't do that. I know you got some personnel that hated you guys, but I was just like, you love being in the trenches, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, say less. So not making it too military-ish, but you can adapt whether it's well, we're supposed to. That's our job. So
yeah.
But whether it's training in conditioning or training on the outside, you can adapt to either or. Some people, very rude awakening for me, just 30-second tidbit on me. When I went out to Austin, Texas, and I trained at that gym, lift ATX, different monster doing the compound lifts on the outside. That was, it was like garage themed. Like if you go back to the poster, like see it on the YouTube, there was.
Is it the shipping container gym?
Yeah, kind of. It's outside. I can tell you it's outside.
The guy's a former Marine.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've seen that. I wanted to visit that.
Well, in Austin, Texas?
Yeah.
All I can tell you is called Lift ATX. It's complimentary to powerlifters, bodybuilders, and strongman. And they had some CT Fletcher shit. You would have had a field day in there.
Dude, I met CT Fletcher.
Well, see, we'll get to that in a second too. See, yeah, good for content. But so. Physical fitness wasn't really too hard for you when you joined the military. So with that being said, before we move over, because I do want to get to your strongman story. So what don't you like about the APFT? Genuinely curious. Was it because we went from, 3 events to 7? 6, yes. Yeah.
So it was just, you were training, you basically, it didn't show a good measure of actual physical capability. Because you had dudes...
The APFT.
The APFT.
Even when they... Okay, I kind of get it with the rug pull, but even with them adding the deadlift, I think the ball toss is... Okay,
The APFT is just the run, push-up, sit-ups one.
Okay.
Because like you had some dudes who could be skinny, run really fast, and then just be able to do some push-ups and sit-ups for 2 minutes. But then let's say you have a dude who's actually in good physical shape. Maybe he can't run as fast as a freaking beanpole or somebody who ran their whole life. But if he's dude can haul freaking a machine gun and can haul 90 pounds of gear, can ruck up and down mountains and doesn't get tired. Whereas there is some correlation between cardiovascular fitness, being able to run, but somebody who's just straight bones, they might get tired or they might hurt or they have potentially an easier propensity to get hurt carrying heavy loads.
Okay.
And there's also the mental strain of it. Somebody who has, also people are different. So I've seen some dudes who you'd think wouldn't be able to carry anything just fucking just haul some weight.
Okay.
And they just put their head down and are like, we're gonna get through this. And then you have some yoke dude be like, oh, I'm hurting.
Gotcha. Okay.
It also depends on the person and their mental state and if they're like their attitude towards it.
Okay. So just correct me. So you think the ACFT is more beneficial then?
It is.
Okay.
Because it trains the body, or it tests the body as a whole.
Okay.
Because you have strength from the deadlift, you have change of directions, and with everything
with the sprint drag
carry, now you have core strength, which the sit-ups, the plank.
Okay. Just asking if your leadership's just a question. I don't got some leaders. What you mean in this interview? Oh my God, the ball throw. I'm asking, do you think I don't think that was necessary.
No.
Okay, do you think the ball throw is really necessary in
No, because the only application... First of all, why are you throwing something backwards like this? You're gonna get more force throwing something up like this. Unless you're doing a sandbag workout, or if you're trying to throw something like heavy over your shoulder specifically for that.
Would that be even considered a full body workout? Because the range of I'm generally asking.
So incorporating the strongman into it, when you do sandbag workouts and you're doing sandbag over shoulder, doing that. But in regards to the ball throw,
which doesn't even probably weigh as much as a sandbag.
No. So for some strongman competitions, they have sandbag toss, and those can go anywhere from 25 pounds up to whatever. But you're throwing it up. I mean, you do have to get that arc, but you're throwing it up and over a certain distance, not like horizontal distance. You're going more vertical distance. So, but also, and then people were like, well, I can't max the ball throw or this, that, and the other, and it's like, well, a lot of it is kettlebell swings or banded kettlebell stuff. And some people are also just freaks of nature where they have long arms, so it's a lever, and they're able to
just catapult it.
Yeah.
So allow me to ask this, just because we're going through most of the exercises in the ACFT. Do you agree with the time change in the 2 mile? Only reason I ask, I wasn't no PT stud, so I'm gonna tell my truth, but I could pass the 2 mile.
Yeah.
Well, I could do the 2 mile. But anyway, no, but, and I get it. 6 events, you're gassed. Well, 5 events, you're gassed, and then you do the 2 mile. But you came in a time where if you didn't pass that 2 mile, your career was over. You got a lot of people that got, whether their work ethic was good, they could do 90 push-ups, 90 sit-ups. For a lot of people, that 13-minute or effort, if they didn't make it, and so with that being said, do you feel like that adjustment was needed? Or the only reason I ask is because you got some people who can't run a 20-minute too, and I'm not talking shit. Again, I wasn't like, for anybody who was like, hey motherfucker, you was walking. Okay, yeah, you got me. But do you? What do you think about that adjustment from somebody who came in during that time?
I always said it was stupid.
Running that
2 mile, yeah.
Okay.
So when I came in, I was probably 170-ish. I don't know.
Okay.
I lost a lot of weight in basic.
We all did, but yeah.
And I got I came out of basic 155.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. And I could run for days.
Okay.
I got a funny story since.
Go ahead.
Me and my boys, first weekend at our first duty station, we decided to go. One of the boys got a brand new car. We decided to go up to Louisville.
Okay.
Shout out Papa Lexus. We decided to hit some of the nightclubs, and Louisville's the bar shut down at 4 a.m.
Okay.
So we came back at 4:30. We were back at I think 4 or 4:30. By 7 o'clock, I was out running 9 miles.
Really?
Yeah.
You just loved to run that much back then, huh?
I just went.
Well, still do probably a little bit, but yeah.
No, I hardly ever run now.
Say, hey man, you got the legs for it. Look, I borrowed those cash for the squat. No, let me stop. But overall, so childhood and athleticism was good. I'm not gonna speak too much on it because I know there's been a big of a mental, in military. But it sounds like you're still good as far as the physical aspect of your military career.
Oh yeah.
So bringing it to the meats and the potatoes. So some people call it metrics. Some people just out of all the athletic lifts, strongman, bodybuilding, powerlifting, pretty sure power build. What stuck out about strongman to you to where you wanted to train that and be like, hey, I feel like out of all of them, what made you choose strongman?
ESPN back in the day when they hosted and they had the World's Strongest Man, and it was the OG. Competitors like Mariusz Pudzianowski and all.
So let me go ahead and say this for a disclaimer because you're the 4th strongman that I've interviewed for this channel. The only people I know is Eddie Hall, Robert Shaw. I know I probably should know more, but those are the only people that stuck out to me. But anyway, you were saying?
Some OG strongmen from all over the world, and I just saw that and I was just like, this is cool. Okay. And I was just like, holy shit, these dudes are strong as hell. Okay. Dudes pulling planes and lifting stones out of
Ford trucks, Hercules holds and shit, okay?
Yeah. So then I was just like, damn, this is cool. So then, this was the late 2000s, right before 2010 when I graduated high school. So then I kind of fell off with it. And then...
Was it hard to even find a gym to train? And there's so many variables in strongman. So with powerlifting, as you know, it's just 3 compound lifts: the squat, the bench, and the deadlift. But you have in that sport alone, you what's that one deadlift? One deadlift regime where it's basically like a row. You start light and what is that called? I've seen it. I've recorded it before for my channel. I just don't know what it's called. I've recorded a strongman comp before. So the bars with the weight, they're lined up, and you'll do X amount on this. Now the heaviest weight is at the end. Now and you're allowed to use your straps or
like a medley or
So all I can tell you is you do X amount on one, you do X amount on one, you do X amount on one, and then you give it your all on the very last one. It's a workout, but what is that? I guess that called in the sport of strongman.
Like a medley or.
So what's the purpose of a medley? So you know how in deadlifting you just give it your all on one, with 3 different attempts or whatever. So what's the purpose of a medley? How is the medley graded or measured? I never got around to ask the competitors this. I just recorded it and got my content and did. But
okay, so I can tell you. So it's just sometimes it's a way to combine different things into one event, but really it's 3 different movements. Or so my first competition last season in 2024.
How many do you have, by the way?
Oh God, rated. Okay, so. I think total 7.
We're gonna, after you explain this, we're gonna take it back to your first comp, but go ahead.
Okay. So they combine. That competition, the first one of 2024, there was 2 events that were medleys. So one of them being like a deadlift medley.
Okay.
So it's just a way to change it up on the deadlift. So you have like a normal deadlift, then you have one using the wagon wheels, the big huge plates, and then we did essentially like suitcase or farmer's handles deadlift.
Okay.
So it was supposed to be a farmer's run.
And that's just a deadlift in itself. Like, I imagine you probably still have the toss, whatever you had to do for the bench, that the propane. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, we did keg loads too.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like one event, and normally most competitions will have 5 or 6 events per day.
Okay.
So when you get
so strongman, I thought strongman was a one.
Some competitions, when you start getting into like nationals or like
they have that. Oh, that's probably a duh. Go ahead, yeah.
Or like regionals or nationals, and then like once you get to the official strongman games, like the world's strongest man kind of stuff, it's like 2 or 3 days, sometimes 2 days. So it's like a Saturday to Sunday or a Friday Saturday, or just depends what the meet or the event organizer puts on.
Okay.
So like all of mine last year were all one day. Okay, so same thing as like the Fit for Life comp outs from like 8 a.m. until complete or 9 a.m. It's the same thing. Like you don't get a rules brief, how the events are going to run, like the heats or the flights, similar to powerlifting, but in strongman you do it from your weight class. So and it's not only weight class, but then whether you're doing like masters, which is like over 40, you're doing open or you're doing novice.
Okay.
So
with that, you have state champion for powerlifting. So state, nationals, and what's the other one? There's like, no, nationals is at the top, but you have 3 different identifiers in powerlifting. So how many identifiers do you have in strongman, and is it the same, 3 to 4?
I think.
Well, what I mean by between state and whatever it is, y'all. If I'm butchering it, I'm sorry. Again, I don't know. I'm not a competitor.
So okay, so the competition, the competition I was thinking of doing this year was the NC State Championships it's in Davidson, North Carolina. Then there's 2 federations too, kind of like how there's like USPA and like IPF or USPL.
Gotcha.
There's
for strongmen.
For strongmen, so there's.
Is there only 2? Because you got like 200 but yeah.
I think there's only like 2 recognized, and then you can have like an unsanctioned event. That's normally your like kind of like your fun local events.
Versus one that you use for qualifying. Okay.
Yeah. So like the North Carolina State Championship was for United States Strongman, and then there's like OSG, which is like official Strongman games.
Okay.
So the one in Davidson later this year in October was United States Strongman.
Okay.
And then the like OSG like federation, it's very similar, but one of the biggest differences is just the weight classes. But the rules are fairly similar for like events, and then like the events themselves are going to be about the same, just with some variances of like either if it's a timed event, a weight event, or whether it's a medley, a loading event. But other than that, like the apparatus that is used are all pretty much the same.
Pause on that. Let's bring it back to the first comp. How long did you train? So, how long did you train before you decided, okay, it's a 2-part question. How long did you train before you decided, all right, hey, I'm going to do my first comp? And how many weeks of prep did you do before your first comp?
So
if you answer all of it in one, that's cool too, but yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it was, I think, a little bit after Thanksgiving or right around maybe Christmas or...
Like last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
2023.
Okay.
My friend had bought a gym,
Okay.
Road Ranger Fitness,
Okay.
and then she had brought in a strongman coach. The owner, that's my friend, is Jade.
Okay.
She had brought in a strongman coach, and then she told me they were going to start doing like strongman events and like strength and conditioning for that. And I met the guy eventually, my coach, which is John.
Okay.
So then I started searching through the, which is known as Iron Podium. It has all the events listed in the country. And I found one only a couple of hours away from here. So I was like, I'm gonna register for that. And it was in March of 24. Yeah,
Okay.
March of 24. So then I was like, all right. So
about 5 months of training and conditioning for the first one.
Not even like once we actually started program and everything was like January.
But the deciding factor was back in November, but then it started in just asking for
Yeah, I would say maybe a little bit closer to Christmas of 23.
So 3 months, no more than 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
So then met John, kind of did some lifts on a Saturday, like at their gym, and realized I was kind of weak compared to like what the numbers would have been for the competition. So.
So is there? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just started this question. So is there a standard in strongman? And the only reason I asked that is because how you formatted what you just said. You used yourself. You said you were kind of weak. Are you talking about as an athlete or just in general, like what the expectation is in strongman if there is one? If that makes sense.
I think for both. So like I felt like I was not strong enough for the competition, but also as an athlete and like. I guess obviously using social media and comparing myself to
comparison thief of joy.
Comparing myself to some of these other people that I've seen, and I'm just like, damn, like.
But you continue the regime, obviously. Okay.
And I trusted the process.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there such thing as a peak week in strongman? Like powerlifters, they have that. They do, what was it? A peak, a deload, take a rest off, like a week off. Some, not all. And then they compete. Is that in your regime before your first comp? Did you do any of that? Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the conditioning and training like? Like was it a lot of reps? Was it a lot of heavy lifting? What was your food intake like? Just general question.
Man, I can't answer. Okay, so as we started getting closer, it was. I mean, it's still standard, like building a base of strength for like I want to say a month-ish. With some military training, still thrown in there, so like using.
Yeah, cause you still got to get up for that PT. I know. Man, you posing. I'm gonna ask it after you answer this one. But I got another question for you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, oh fuck, I lost my train of thought. Okay,
yeah,
so
that's my.
It's fine.
Yeah.
So still, base of strength, and I had to cut like. I think
you had to cut.
So I told you there's weight classes. So
you did okay.
So I started my competition prep at 192.
Okay.
And when I weighed in, I was 175.
The cat came in. I worried away about it.
That's toothless.
Hopefully they caught it on camera a little bit.
Toothless.
She's on the other side.
Toothless, buddy.
Nah, it's understandable. Cats, they see. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know me. Cats, she's not mine, but she's like the neighborhood cat. She'll come up to me like when I'm having fucked up ass days. but no, I think I promise you, I understand cats a little bit. But I call her Rena, but Rena hasn't been around, so she probably can't smell her on me. It's a he or she.
He.
Yeah, if I know cats are more prone to coming up to me when I've been around her. But she ain't been around in about a month, so she sees me at his weight. She's like, "Who the fuck?" But anyway, sorry, meat prep, all that. I am so sorry.
Got you, fine.
But yeah, but meat prep.
Leave it in there.
Yeah, no, got you. Oh, no, I don't do any edits. What they see is what they get. But with the new guidelines of YouTube, and you said originality. This is originality. There ain't no AI. No, let me stop. But damn. Okay. So you started at 192. I asked about intake and conditioning and all that, D-Lo. So anyway, you were saying based off what I just said, yeah.
So started prep at 192, and then when I weighed in like the day before the competition, I was 175, like almost. So food intake eventually went down.
What was your temperament like?
I was a little moody.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's...
Just hungry.
Well, within... That's still... To me, because I'm a big body dude, to me that's still drastic. That's about what...
It was a little under 20 pounds.
Okay, yes, that's what I was like, bro, what were you... Were you... Randy Savage is about to get me to the boiling point. No, let me stop. But yeah.
No, I just felt hungry and I was just like, I just want to fucking eat.
And were you able to maintain your strength conditioning? So you were still able to maintain your strength even. So how about this? I can go ahead and ask this now because I asked about temperament and damn, everything full circle. Meeting the needs of the military, and as far as PT still going to work because they don't work 9 to 5s like everybody else. There may have been days you come home maybe 2100. Got you. Was it still hard for you to I guess just incorporate everything between your military life and you training in your strongman regime?
Actually, my command was pretty supportive of it. We were also trying. Once I told them I did a strongman competition, my command was like, "Let's put one on for our brigade." And they wanted.
So y'all did a comp like Army standard wise, but y'all did a strongman comp. Like, okay.
I was trying to set it up, but I let one of the recruiters I know. Okay. He took charge of that, and he spearheaded everything. And
but it actually happened.
It did happen.
Okay. We'll get to that in a second after. But anyway, build up, food intake. You lost the weight. So my bad. Bringing everything full circle. So what was your thought process like? How many days was the comp? Was it 1?
It was just 1. All
right. So what was your thought process and your goals going into your very first comp as a strongman?
My coach was the goal was not to bolo any events. Essentially, do all the events and start to be able to do all the events.
How many events were there from what you can recall?
5. So deadlift medley.
You did that first, not last.
The deadlift medley was first.
Okay.
So deadlift medley, the press medley.
Okay.
The keg load series.
Okay.
The safe press, essentially an overhead press,
okay.
Another pressing event, and then what's known as a wagon wheel, like a carry, think like a Zercher, but you're just walking in circles. And
you press for time, brother? Let me know that way.
Probably another no more than 30 minutes.
Okay, perfect. I'll bring everything because again I know I was supposed to come here earlier. I apologize. But so anyway, you did the 5 events. Question on that. Just thought of this as you said. So in powerlifting, you know how you have to get either 2 or 3 white dots to remain on the board. If you don't, you can continue. But it's not. Is it like that in strongman as well? Like can you miss a lift in strongman and continue, or like in Olympic lifting and in powerlifting, if you miss one lift, you pretty much are out?
It depends on the point system and where you're at.
Okay. So you can completely bolo one event, but if you did good in the past and in a event before, then you're good.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Because if you out of those 5 events, if you bolo one event, depending on what the event is, it could have multiple events within it. So a deadlift medley, the one that I did for my first competition last year, had 3 different deadlifts in it, or the pressing medley had 3 different pressing style, things to press. I don't know, apparatus.
Got you.
Apparatus to press.
Okay.
So it's but then also you could bolo it just by not really lifting enough. So you could essentially.
Really.
So
if you go on there doing some lightweight type shit, the judges will look at you and be like, "Nah, fam, that's not it."
So in strongman, everything's a prescribed weight.
Okay.
So I'll give you a great example, the deadlift medley. It was a 440, I think, regular deadlift, and then to a 405 wagon wheel deadlift, or vice versa. And then we did the farmer's handles deadlift. It was supposed to be a farmer's carry.
Okay.
In back, but it was because it was raining. They were safety wise, we'll just do farmer's deadlift, and that was 220 a hand.
Okay. Oh Lord Jesus.
But you were allowed to use straps.
Okay, I was going
But you can use straps, but and you have a minute to do all of that. But it's
you were gassed.
I mean, eventually.
Okay.
And then so the pressing medley, it was a log clean and press to a circus dumbbell press. You only had to press up those 2 things one time, and then the remaining time was an axle clean and press for reps. So the same thing for the farmer's handles, the axle clean and press was for reps, and then the keg loading series, it was you had a minute to get from 150 was the starting keg. It was a keg over a bar, and they're using a yoke. So set at I think like 52 inches,
Okay.
all the way up to 300 pounds.
Okay. So allow me to ask this, because again, I'm gonna have to bring you back, most definitely. We're not gonna end it now because there's still a shitload of questions. So
heck yeah.
you went in mindset. What was the end results on your first one? Like, what did you place?
I took first in my weight class.
Oh, buddy, how did that make you feel? And what did that do to your confidence? Did you probably was on your Joker shit that day? How did you feel? Somebody gonna look at that and laugh. Anyway, yeah.
I mean, it was just like shit. Like maybe there's a huge future in this. Like I was like maybe I could really be doing this, and then like
that's why you did it 6 more times.
Yeah, but also I had a coach for that competition. When I went on myself, I didn't do as well just because he was more experienced and he had that like coaching aspect. So now it's like, okay, I essentially need this coach to push me because if I'm not with a coach, I kind of like fuck off or like not have a good routine. Whereas like the coach,
you needed that accountability.
Yeah,
accountability partner. Okay.
But also he wrote the programming, so like he knew that aspect of it. So it's like then I follow the programming, and then also he's there like he's done other competitions, and he had just he had a lot better knowledge than I did on not only programming but understanding the actual like competition.
So allow me to ask this, right? And I've asked any competitor that. I always try to do opposite. Like I'll talk to a bodybuilder and ask, well, have you thought about doing this? So I'm gonna do. But see, you're a strong man, so I could say Olympic lifting or powerlifting or bodybuilding. If you were to stray away, as far as a competition wise, if you were to stray away from strongman, what other metric sport? Well, technically that's not body, but what other comp would you be interested in doing in? If it's, again, you're a strongman, variety between Olympic, powerlifting, or bodybuilding. Like, if you wanted to step away from strongman and try something else, what would you try if you could? Well, not if you could, but you know what I mean.
I'm gonna give you two answers.
Okay, go ahead.
Probably powerlifting.
Got you. Come on over, Izzy. You saw it this past. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
Or going back to my roots.
Okay.
Like wrestling.
Okay.
And trying out for like adult competitions for wrestling or I guess either grappling.
Okay, I got you. So did you say powerlifting first because of the community that you? And I say this respectfully. I didn't realize this, but to me and what I know, because it's a big community, fitness community out here in Fayetteville, it's either bodybuilding or powerlifting. You know who Dill is, right? Big dude. Yeah. So he is the only other strongman that I know. Now, when I went out to Virginia, when I went out to state, there was a balance. You had your section, whatever, but it was more of them. Again, you're the fifth strongman that I've interviewed, but you're the third. That's a damn lie. You're the second one in Fayetteville that I've talked to. The other three came from Virginia. That's what I'm saying. So, do you think, bringing it full circle, do you feel like you chose powerlifting because of the community around here in Fayetteville? If you were to take a break from strongman and wanted to do another, is it because of the community that you're already around?
Partially, and also like I'm already my programming, or like whether it's off season or in season, I'm already kind of doing
powerlifting shit.
Okay. Like even so my off season programming, I'm still doing like singles, doubles, triples, and like anywhere from 2 sets up to 6 sets, and then I have bands and chains involved, which a lot of powerlifters use bands and chains. I mean that's West Side. So that, but also I mean the shit talking from it and like pure raw strength, but also just having a community, because the community like is a little bit bigger within powerlifting. So especially when you have gyms like Prime.
Yes.
Especially
shout out Cole, his people, yeah.
Shout out Cole. Shout out some other people.
Sam, you're probably gonna watch this and laugh.
Okay, I was gonna shout her out.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I stole it first. No, let me stop. I'm sorry. When she watches this part, she's probably gonna punch me dead in my shit.
She's gonna punch us both.
Oh fuck, I'm so sorry. Anyway, before I went on my Joker shit, you were saying.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, lifting at Prime, there's definitely like, you have the community there, and honestly, that's probably one of the only like powerlifting gyms that I've truly been to where it's like that. Like I've been to Lion's Den, and it wasn't like that. Like you can
talk about the community and
you can feel the atmosphere.
Okay.
I mean, I've worked out with Storm, or I've seen Storm work, but they work out at Fit for Life, where it's not the same. Like,
so allow me to say this and the energy that.
No disrespect, Storm.
No, most definitely.
You're strong as fuck.
Man, Storm know where it is. Not necessarily Storm, and boy, I hope I don't make a Fit for Life. But anyway, I had noticed this when I started training from Worlds, and then when I eventually went from Worlds to Prime. And I don't want to misspeak when I say this. Energy doesn't lie, and energy is also loud, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. It just, maybe, military personnel, we one gift we learned is how to read the room. But anyway, going into Fit for Life, it's like, and not just Fit for Life, I say even fitness can, damn, I'm probably about to piss some people off with this.
Fuck them.
I don't go into those gyms, and I don't want to sound like an oxymoron because I haven't competed, but I don't go into those gyms with the hopes of being a competitor. Now, in fitness, whatever you decide to do, fitness is all about, bettering yourself. Allow me to make that statement. But bringing it to what you had said, I 100% get it. It's kind of like Fit for Life, I don't think compete when I go in there. When I go into Prime, when I go into Worlds, Lions, and I get what you're saying, but I think competitor.
Yes.
I don't get that from the commercial gyms. Say that respectfully.
So I think it's literally the way they're built too. Think of Worlds and Prime. They're both like, the atmosphere is a little bit darker. It's a little bit smaller, so it's like you're closed in, so you can see. Worlds. I mean, Worlds has fucking concrete floors, so like. That makes me think of like, not like prison aspect, but like...
It makes you lock in at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially when you have dudes like Dilly there, or freaking Travis, or freaking some of the other strongmen that I've lifted with there. Like, when they're there and you see these dudes, either they're putting up fucking bigger numbers than you, or they're just fucking hoisting shit.
You feel like you're in a lot. Well, you feel like you're in a pit full of monsters, right?
Yeah, and you're like, oh fuck, I need to like level up.
Yes. And
it goes back to the saying of like the five people closest to you is basically your life, and like, so if you're constantly surrounding yourself with strong motherfuckers, one, they're either
not just one, but just everybody. Yeah. Okay.
One of two things is gonna happen. Either you're gonna fucking rise to the occasion and try and get stronger, or you're gonna sink.
Jewels. I always do that when people drop jewels on the channel. But no. I agree. And again, to anybody who watches this is no shade. No shade at all. I want to state that now. Some people really be sensitive. But anyway, I appreciate you for that aspect. So allow me to get into the closing questions. So one closing question, I got a couple, so don't worry, I'm not done yet, I promise. So you said you come over to powerlifting or do wrestling. Boy, you took a break. Man, you think you'd be able to get back into it?
Into wrestling?
Yeah. Hey, say less. Hey, man, look. Who was it? Joe Rogan said it the best. He said, you would think the hardest training regime is jiu-jitsu is actually wrestling, and he was not lying. But anyway, the question I have, do you feel like people are more prone to injury and accidents training in strongman? And I've asked any competitor this. Like, so each of them have their own perk, whether it's Olympic lifting, bodybuilding, whether it's a bicep tear, a back, a calf being ripped from the leg. And the only reason I ask is you guys have so many events, like, and I'm not trying to misspeak when I say this, but in powerlifting, I feel like either one or two things gonna happen. You're either gonna drop the bar on your chest, I've seen it happen. You're either gonna fuck up your back. I have not seen that in person happen. Seen it happen. You tweak your knees or whatever, but in strongman, you guys are like moving with it with like one turn or twist, damn near crippled for life. But anyway, bringing it full circle, you feel like people are more prone to injury in strongman than any other outside of combat sport, but
I can understand how you think that, but I think a lot of times that just comes from inexperience and a lack of like knowing how to do the movements. Which there's a huge, not necessarily in Fayetteville. I think the Fayetteville strongman community is growing.
Ain't got no just too small hands. I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
But like even on Reddit, there's a Reddit for like our strongman, and like people post their lifts up and be like, hey, like what am I doing wrong? And people will comment and like, and all the comments I've seen have been respectful and not like bashing. Or if someone puts a lift up, and I've seen very uplifting comments. And even if it's
in the subreddit,
and the subreddit,
because you know on YouTube and Instagram they are ruthless. But anyway, yeah.
So when I had my personal Instagram, I followed a decent amount of like strongman competitors and like various competitions and people, and like I didn't see that many negative comments within
the strongman community.
Yeah. And then when you go to competitions, I don't know if you experienced at yours, it's very like, no matter what,
it's uplifting.
Very.
No. It reminds me. So this is why I like strongman too. Strongman and powerlifting, as far as the community and people being uplifted, is very familiar. It's the same. What I just came up with is like there's a lot more events. Like I said, there's only 3 that you do like 9 times. You know, you do the squat 3 times, as y'all know. But like I said, there are so many measuring metrics in strong. Like, have you ever done the Hercules hold before in strongman? Like, actually, not training it, but like in a competition.
Not for competition. The competition I was thinking of doing this year in October, I think that was going to be a part of it. Okay. It was like 4 or 5 sandbag events and then the Hercules hold.
Got you. So, but that's just one, and
no 2 competitions will ever be the same.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like, and I'm not trying to be exaggerating when I say this, but I wouldn't be surprised whether it's a simultaneous movement or just one movement or a hold or whatever or a throw. I wouldn't be surprised if you could measure, like count out like 100 different workouts competition-wise in strongman. That's why I was like, I feel like strongman is built, depending, because you know if you look how Robert Shaw and Eddie Hall look, you'd be like bullshit. But anyway, I feel like strongman is built for more athleticism, because again you're gonna be for some events when you're done. So
I can attest to this. All right, so no shade, Storm, if you watch this.
Oh Lord Jesus, go ahead.
So at the Fit for Life on Owen, there's a 220-pound sandbag.
Okay.
I normally will pick that up and run with it on the turf for conditioning at least 2 times.
Okay.
A workout. Sometimes I'll do that 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay.
And I had Storm do it, and even he was saying like that was fucking crushing his chest and everything, and like he was having a hard time breathing. And obviously
lungs were on fire. Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, our training styles are different.
Very.
He's obviously strong as fuck. Like you can look at him and you can see he's so fucking strong. But if you come into a sport
where you're not used to training and conditioning like that, you're gonna be gassed. And I've heard strongmen and powerlifters say that. Like so like prime example, based on your knowledge of the sport, between both of them, do you think it would be easier for somebody to go from strongman to powerlifting versus somebody to going from powerlifting to strongman? So you think the strongman would have a better time in powerlifting than the powerlifter in strongman?
So, if someone started
I got you. We're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah. Someone started in strongman
and converted down,
and then went to powerlifting. I think no matter what, the base of strength is the same for both of them. You still have to squat, bench, and deadlift, but then all the extra movements of pressing, of doing a lot of the cardio, and the conditioning movements will help with powerlifting. Okay. They'll also, a strongman will know how to move their body through different planes of space. Okay. Because a powerlifter, they're only doing squat, bench, deadlift. They're it's not the same as a strongman. Okay, they're running with farmer's handles or
Mm-hmm.
something. They have a yoke on their back, or they're carrying a sandbag.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a medley like that, or they're doing a rope pull, which is,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's rowing.
Man, yeah.
Or they're...
Lat's on fire just thinking about it, but yeah.
We had one of the competitions, we had a truck pull uphill. It was a Tahoe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is a full body workout and then some, and that's some just next level strength of like, that's some real world type strength, or like lifting something like, we had a car deadlift on the same competition.
Gotcha.
Like,
so it'll be hard. Long story short, the conversion would be easier for the strongman and then harder for the powerlifter.
I think it would personally
Okay.
would be harder for someone to go from powerlifting to strongman. Not saying it's impossible.
Okay.
They would all, if they're a very strong
Mhm.
person in powerlifting,
And they got in their body's condition, because again, tendons and ligaments. Yeah.
it would just be the technique of learning
Okay.
those technical movements, like the log clean and press or the axle clean and press, or doing anything like a Zercher, like a Zercher carry, or like a wagon wheel, or those like lesser, like less popular movements. So that's where they'll have a little bit harder time, but they'll probably freaking be able to get it
Gotcha.
eventually. And
Just want to make sure it wasn't flashing red. Last two questions. We on a dessert. First one is a two-part. What are some things you like about strongman, and what are some things you dislike about it?
I love the community. I love, like, also just kind of the community, and then just like that gas station ready strength of like, you look at, if you see a strongman, especially the upper level ones, you're just like, that dude's big as fuck.
Okay.
Like, I'm not gonna mess with him. But it's also, okay, in strongman, like, there's a lot of grip stuff
Mhm.
transferable to wrestling or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Like, if you're a high level competitor and you're doing a lot of good grip stuff,
Mhm.
if you get in a fucking tussle, or if you get into some fucking Waffle House gas station brawl, if you get your
I'm sorry.
if you get your fucking hands on somebody,
Mhm. They ain't going nowhere.
they're not only they're not going nowhere, but you probably can fucking break some necks and cash some checks.
I believe it.
Gas station ready. Shout out Steve Bryant or Josh Bryant.
Gotcha.
And I also just, like I said, strongman has transferability into life,
Okay.
all sorts of life.
Gotcha. Whether it's lifting up a couch up some stairs and not let me let I felt bad. I said, "Damn, he's doing a lot of work." But we'll bring it back because again,
Yeah.
So my go ahead.
Oh, let's say what I dislike.
Mhm.
I guess it's just the unknown of a competition, or just like if you're going to do a competition, it's like kind of that unknown.
Okay.
That's honestly the only thing. But like, I love all aspects of strongman.
Got you. This is the last part, wrap up. Is there anybody you would like to shout out? Maybe one day I can have a sit down with strongman, powerlifter, somebody I haven't brought to my channel yet, somebody who has influenced you, somebody who has motivated you. This is your time to give them their flowers. Is there anybody or people you'd like to shout out that you can remember at this time? I'm gonna bring them back. That way, if y'all see this, why didn't you say my name? Like, damn, dude. But anyway, yeah.
I don't know if he would come on, but shout out to my coach, John Shaddix.
Gotcha.
Got me from being weak as fuck to being able to compete last year.
Okay.
And then probably one of my best friends, Jeremy, basically like my younger brother.
Mhm.
And then to any person who I've competed with or seen at a competition, just shout out to you for the love and support.
Mhm.
And just the camaraderie. Whether you were in my weight class or you weren't, like just being there, basically being in the trenches.
Got you. Brother, allow me to shake your hand. Going on some real shit. Thank you for coming to this channel. I know I was all over the place. I still need to work on my interview type, like my interview style for podcasting. Please just keep me in mind. I'm gonna bring you back because there's questions I want to ask you about content creating. You're very versatile. There's a lot of knowledge that you have. I feel like this partnership, this friendship, whatever it is could be both beneficial for both you and me as far as content creation. But thank you for coming on my channel. I'm gonna bring you back again. We're gonna elaborate more on strongman, elaborate more on content creating. I know you're pressed for time. That's all I have, y'all. We are out. All right, go ahead, critique it. Tell me what you think.